Hey guys, Ron Bond here from Bondo Built Construction. I want to take you for a tour around the house that we're working on today. Our show today is all about insulation. We're going to take this old house and try to make it energy efficient. And right now it's not. It's an old leaky house. It was built in 1976. We've done some things to the outside of it with some Roxol insulation and a drainage plane and stuff. But now this winter we're getting after the inside of it. We got to tear out a bunch of fiberglass insulation. There's a bunch of cellulose insulation up in the attic. There was squirrels living in this thing. I mean, it's a mess up there. So we got to get after it today, and I'll take you around the house and just show you what kind of house this is and how this creates a challenge for trying to insulate this thing. I'm just going to walk you around the outside first, and then I can take you up in the attic and show you what we're up against. It's a unique situation because it's a split level house. It's not just your average ranch house. It would be real easy to air seal the ceiling and get it done, blow your cellulose in. This thing's challenging, so I'll take you around the house first. So this is the outside of the house. It's a split level house. We've put a new roof on it, standing seam roof, which is ventilated above the roof deck. New siding. Underneath the siding there's Roxol insulation, 1 inch or inch and a half of Roxol insulation. There's going to be a chimney here for a wood stove. So being a split level, it's got this section back here that comes way out that's taller than the rest of the house. Back here is the split level part, which is about halfway in the ground. Underneath where that door is a full basement. So we got the outside looking pretty good during the summer. Like I said, we did add some insulation to the exterior of the house, which should help. This house is 2x6 construction, so it does have 6 inches of fiberglass insulation in it. That's the garage, that little section that jets out there, that's the garage. So the way this roof line is, it creates a lot of challenges inside for the roof to insulate it. I'm going to show you that in a minute. So again, this is the garage. It kind of goes into the house a little bit, into the main part of the house. And we got radiant heat inside the garage, so I had to take the floor out. So we put some tubing in there, 2 inches of foam underneath it. I got my trailer today. I'm gonna be throwing some insulation in that thing. Box trailers are nice for that. So this is the garage. You get in here. We're gutting the garage. As you can see, the insulation everywhere. We had to take the sheetrock off this wall. And I'm going to take the sheetrock off the ceiling. And there's insulation up in there. It's all fiberglass. This messy fiberglass here is all up above this garage. It's not really any cellulose, it's all fiberglass. But where that brown wall meets the white wall, that's about where the two houses meet, where the garage meets the house, and it continues over to here. So it creates a little bit of a difference here where the roof goes up. So that kind of creates a different situation. And it's got an attic stairway, which we're going to have to insulate that. I'm not sure if I'm going to take this fiberglass out and blow cellulose, dense pack cellulose in there or not. So right here, there's a stairway that goes up into the top level. So up there hard to explain, but this flat part of this house that is taller right there where the stairway goes up. The house gets taller. Right above this, this is the old kitchen. Above here, it just goes up. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but it goes right up to the roof line. There. So you got a flat wall up here that's, you're gonna have to insulate that flat wall, which is gonna be a challenge for us. We tore some walls out of here, opened it up, and there's some holes. Right now, we got some holes. There was an old soffit here for the kitchen, so that made some holes. We ripped a bunch of fiberglass out of this wall already last night. So this is where the house goes up. You end up with this. This is the bathroom. You can see all the insulation we ripped out of here already because it was just a mess. It was all falling down and everything. So this is inside the bathroom upstairs, looking into the attic. So this wall right here, this bathroom wall, you go halfway up it, and that's the top plate right there. So down here doesn't have to be insulated, but above that top plate goes right up. That's all got to be insulated. So that's the challenge, insulating that flat part from inside the attic. They had stuffed these bats inside there, these fiberglass bats, but there's no air sealing or nothing for those fiberglass bats. There was just air flowing right through there, and half of them had fallen out. I'll see if I can get up in this attic without killing myself. Let me show you what I got going on. Okay. So, in the attic, I'm trying to step on these studs here. This is all cellulose, this whole attic. That's where the other roof line comes down, that little jet out on the end of the house. But we gotta get rid of all this cellulose so we can air seal this thing, which is gonna be a pain. And here is the stairway. Not sure, I'll turn my headlamp on. I don't know if that helps, maybe a little. This is the stairway that goes up, that we walked up to get up to here. So that angled stairway's gotta be all insulated somehow, because they had bats laying on top of it, just fiberglass bats, just laying all over the top of it, which wasn't very good. I'm sure that didn't do much. We're going to get rid of this old trunk line. That was all fiberglass insulation. I don't know if you could see it very well. Yeah, you could see it. Over there is the garage. You can see it's all fiberglass. And then where it meets the house, it's cellulose. And then the back part of the house, let me back up. So here's the challenge, guys. I'm not sure how well you can see it. It's pretty dark up here. I got some lights trying to show you, but now I'm in the attic looking into the bathroom. So from that, where the truss comes down, or the truss comes down there, that's the top plate. Below that does not need to be insulated. That's our downstairs wall, which is all heated. But from that top plate up, this area between this ceiling right here and that ceiling right there, these two ceilings, has to be insulated. That's where they had all the bat insulation laying. So it's a different kind of roof design. So they blew cellulose up into there, which is alright, but it's not air sealed, so I got to suck all that out and air seal it. There's that stairway. You can see it pretty good here. You got that transition between the lower rafters. The wall comes up to the top of there, so that section from there down to there needs to be insulated. So I'm gonna maybe use some board foam or something, and I'm thinking about having somebody spray foam to air seal it. So we got to get all this insulation out of here first before we can do anything. That's, I started ripping it out last night. What a mess. Tons of fiberglass everywhere. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to rip into this thing and get as much of this fiberglass out of here as I can today. Put it in the snowmobile trailer. And then I got to figure out how to insulate this. Anybody's got any ideas, let me know. I'm thinking spray foam But I'm thinking about putting board foam over it first and then spray foaming for air sealing. It's going to be a challenge. And there's plumbing up here and everything. What a mess. I'll take you in the top of the garage here in a second. I'll show you what the fiberglass and sheetrock we're going to remove today. So we'll head out into the garage now. I'll show you what we got going on here with the fiberglass. Again, there's some of the fiberglass. These bags had some cellulose in them. Did take some cellulose out of in the kitchen. We're going up the stairway here. So this is above the garage. They had a plywood little landing you could get down through here. But this is that section of garage, it's all fiberglass insulation. It's really thin too. I mean, what's that? I don't know if it's even 2 inches thick really. Yeah, maybe. Really thin. Look how thin that is. See my hand? For reference. Well, that ain't doing nothing really. So we're gonna rip that out today. All that fiberglass. There's a bunch of junk up here too, but you get the idea. All that fiberglass. This whole garage. We're gonna get rid of it all. Put it in the trailer. It's hard to see up here in the camera. That's today's project. I'll try to get some video footage for you. See how we make out. Stay tuned. So we're just rolling up this insulation up here. It just comes right out. They didn't even staple it, so which is nice. Just rip it up like this. I'm just grabbing it, pulling it out, and throwing it down this hole. If you can grab it like this, and pull the whole thing, and just kind of roll it up as you go here, like that. Just keep rolling it up. It's not very thick, so I mean, stuff's only a couple inches. Oh, it's 3.5 inches, but it's not really. It's compressed. It says 3.5, but it's really only a couple inches thick. It's not very good at all. So it's coming out easy, really. Just gonna roll it up like that in a ball and toss it down the hole. There's other junk up here I gotta deal with. I'm working by myself, so that's what we're doing. There's a lot of it up here I gotta get today, and then I'm gonna rip the sheetrock down. The guys didn't put the baffles in, so they're just sitting there. So I gotta staple them all up, which is gonna be a pain. But once the drywall's out, it'll be easy to staple them up. So I'm gonna get after it. I gotta shut the camera back off. Honestly, guys, this is going pretty smooth. I really wish the whole house was fiberglass insulation instead of cellulose. All I'm doing is just rolling this straight up, pulling it. Can't see worth a crap, but I'm just pulling it. I ain't even got to climb down in that pinch point. I'm just pulling it, and it's rolling right up. And then I'm tossing it down. Real easy. Like I said though, it's really thin. It says it's 3.5, but there's a mixed bag of insulation up here. Some of it's older than others, I think. But even this 3.5 stuff, I mean, there you go. I get the light on it. That bay's all cleaned out. There's my roll. I should have brought some string. If you do this, get some string and just tie these rolls off. When you toss them down, they won't open up. I don't have any on me. Just get some cheap string and tie them into bundles. and then you can just toss them. But it's going pretty slick, easy. Like I said, I wish the whole house was fiberglass. I could pull it all out in a day. But there's a lot of cellulose up here, so I'm gonna have to rig up some kind of vacuum or rent a vacuum or something. I got I got a dust collector for woodworking. I might try that. Alright. Alright guys, so we got all the insulation out of here. It didn't take long at all. This took like, I think maybe an hour, maybe, to get this all out of here, all the fiberglass. Not the cellulose, that's going to take a lot longer. But I rolled it all up. Didn't stay in rolls very well, I threw it down. I'll show you that in a minute, but not bad. Like I said, like an hour. Only 3.5 inches thick. You can see right down through all the gaps in the sheetrock, so it wasn't doing anything, this insulation, very little. The baffles sitting there, they're not doing anything. They weren't even stapled up. Alright, let me go down the stairs here. Show you what we got. Oh yeah. I gotta watch my step. There's a lot of junk up there too. Old stored stuff. Oh, okay. Alright. I'm gonna put it in the trailer here in a minute. But I mean, not really that bad. Not that much when you get down here and look at it. It won't take long at all to clean that up. So that's all the insulation in this roof system. This garage. I don't even know how big it is. It's probably 20 by 24, 26. The door's up. But so I'm going to clean up all this insulation, throw it in the old trailer. Don't tell my girlfriend I'm using my snowmobile trailer. She'll kill me to clean this mess up. But then I don't have to bag any of this stuff. I can just throw it in my box trailer and take it to the dump. So bagging this up would take a lot longer. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to get all this crap, throw it in the trailer, and maybe I got time to rip the sheetrock down. We'll see. Get this done first. And alright, let's get at it. So this is why it's important sometimes to just open these walls up in these old houses. I mean, this insulation was pulled right down. I just took the drywall off this wall, which separates the garage from the house. And you can see the insulation was just pulled right down. So there was a huge air leak there, right at the top of every one of these walls. So we're going to rip that insulation out of there. That goes down into the split level part. We're going to tear that out. And I think we're going to dense pack that with cellulose. And these exterior walls in the garage are all 2x4, so I think I'm going to double stud that wall and blow that also with cellulose. We got quite a load of crap so far. That's all insulation, a little bit of drywall. It's mostly insulation. Got it all cleaned up. That's where we're at right now. I'm going to get that rest of that insulation, a couple more pieces of drywall, and then I'm going to head to the dump, get rid of this stuff, do some more tomorrow. Okay guys, I'm up in the attic, got all the insulation out. I'm going to try to knock this drywall off the ceiling from up here. One thing I've noticed about this house is it comes apart pretty easy. They didn't use a lot of fasteners on it, which is kind of good and bad. It's good that when I'm tearing it apart. So I got this shovel. I'm just gonna see if I can tap on it and knock this loose. I'm pretty sure it's gonna. There goes that. I'm just going to work right along the edge of this truss. Yeah, she's loosening right up. Boom! Yep.
my theory was correct. It's gonna come right out easy. So I'm kind of walking on trusses here. Okay, so let's try that on the next sheet. Work from the end of the sheet. And it's coming right off, guys. Easy. Easy, easy. Boom. Sweet. That was easy. Yeah, there we are. Okay. Gotta watch my step here. This one's got a light. I'm gonna be careful around that light. Oh, that worked. I don't want to break my light. Okay. This one's not coming off as easy because of that light, I think. There we go. Yep. I got one that didn't come off here. Okay. There. Got the last of it, that piece. Yeah, this is going pretty good. Work my way down through. This is the cellulose side. This is the garage. Right here's the wall between the two. Like I said, that was all the fiberglass side. Not bad. Just gonna work my way down through here. Get this sheetrock out of here. This has a plywood walkway here, so, but it's not nailed. I'm just gonna push this plywood walkway out of here. These sheets are already loose. Oh, well, that half sheet came right off. Broke right on the stud. I gotta take all this sheetrock down because the building inspector wants 5/8 on the whole garage. Which is fine. It's a mess anyways. Boom. There goes another one. Oh, shoot. That one was holding the garage door track. Speaking of garage doors, I better not go any further because the garage door is up. So if I go any further, I'm going to be hitting the garage door. Not good. I'm going to clean this drywall up here and see how much I got on my truck. Drop my shovel. See if I got a full load between the insulation and the drywall. I probably got a full load. So I got a lot of sheetrock taken down. Pretty much got a full load of the trailer. About half of it, about half the garage is done. It's all done over the top of that door, halfway. There's that. I gotta do this section tomorrow. I gotta run to the dump, my trailer's full. This is that situation I was talking about right here with this wall. So looking down, I'm in the garage. Down in there is the lower split level part. So that's living space. But to separate this garage from up there, this wall has to be insulated. But then when you hit that floor right there, this section all the way, no, I take that back. Not there. That's between, that plastic section's between the garage and the upstairs bedroom. You get to that top plate, this whole section, from there down to there, it's about 5 feet. That has to be insulated because that's up in the attic. And that's the upstairs bedroom. So half that bedroom, if you look at it from here, half the bedroom is in the garage, half the bedroom is in the attic. So that half that's in the attic, I gotta insulate that. It's like a double wall system. And then up here, if I can get up here, kind of see it. That angle right there, that's the stairs going upstairs, and that's all got to be insulated. It used to have just a bunch of fiberglass bats laying on it, so I got to do something with that. But gives you an idea. These split levels are not easy to insulate. There was bat insulation in this area, thick bats of fiberglass, but they were all falling down. There's nothing even holding them, and they were just kind of packed in there, and they'd all fallen out. So a lot of heat was being lost right there. So that's the challenge. I'm gonna head to the dump, get rid of my trailer. I close the door, but it's full, right full of stuff. So I gotta get that unloaded before I go to work. Yeah, we got her empty. Trailer's empty. Filled that bad boy right up.